Day 4 of Storytime with Robert Williams. Marvel's Avengers Shielding from Danger Part 1. The Winter Soldier's boots slipped just a little as they slushed into the wet snow onto the rooftop. He adjusted his balance but didn't slow down. He was on patrol and was determined to find something interesting to do with his night as he leapt to the neighbouring roof of a warehouse. He heard a buzzing in his ear. "Bucky, you there?" It was Captain America's voice. "Yes, Bucky." "Hey, Cap," answered the Winter Soldier. He rolled as he landed on the warehouse roof. GPS has you near the Manhattan Bridge," Captain America said over the Avengers' comm device. "I always love it when you keep tabs on me." He and Captain America had been partners years ago, back when Winter Soldier was just a kid, Bucky Barnes. Now that he had grown up, Bucky couldn't resist giving his mentor a hard time now and again. Cap didn't take the bait. Instead, he simply said, "There's a situation." Bucky took him to Captain America. "You're about a block away from an inactive top-secret shield base. There's been a break-in." "Address?" the Winter Soldier asked. Bucky didn't mind taking orders as long as they were from Captain America. "Underground at the corner of Morris and 2nd, said Cap. "The facility has been made to look like a standard construction site." "Wow," Bucky said as he reached the site. He was impressed. Now there was a disguise. Bucky would never have guessed there was more than to this building than a steel beam and a lift. The alarms went off in the sub-basement too, said Cap. "They've been using the lab there to start a miniature force-field projector. I've just learned that Taskmaster is trying to get his hands on it. I'm on my way, but it'll take a few minutes." Captain America on a motorcycle. "Take your time," Winter Soldier whispered as he wouldn't be overheard. "I've been looking for some action tonight anyway." Winter Soldier turned around with his comm unit down low. Then he held his breath for a second. He listened to his surroundings and scanned the high floor of the building with a few cautious glances. Then he moved carefully towards the lift. He placed the palm of his metal hand against the display panel by the lift door. The screen flashed red. Bucky's fingers flexed. The pulse shot from his hand. The screen turned green. Winter Soldier smiled. His metal arm had saved the day so many times in his missions tonight had proved no exception. Bucky with his hand on the screen. After a moment or two, the lift doors opened with a ding. Suddenly, a laser blast struck Winter's shoulder. Luckily for Bucky, it barely grazed his metal arm. In front of him, 2 spinning droids shot off more laser blasts. Winter Soldier jumped into the air. His fingers found a beam above him, and he swung himself up. The drones hummed as they followed, being shot. As the first drone shot towards him, sending a laser blast that narrowly missed his head, Bucky pounced and grabbed the drone tightly with both hands. His weight instantly pulled the drone down, crashing into his companion and knocking it out of the air. Bucky swung towards the nearest beam. He took the drone with him and smashed it into a nearby support pillar. Sparks shot everywhere. Bucky examined what little of the drone he still had in his hand. This wasn't shield technology. This belonged to someone else. Bucky fighting the drones. Suddenly, laughter echoed from inside the lift shaft. "Sounds like an invitation," the Winter Soldier muttered to himself. He stepped into the waiting lift, then pressed the button marked Sub-Basement 2. The lift suddenly lurched, then it lurched again. Winter Soldier understood what was happening right away. The lift cables were snapping one by one. Someone had damaged them. He quickly tossed a small capsule towards the ceiling of the lift, shielding his face as the capsule exploded. Bucky leapt from the newly formed hole above him just as the platform gave away beneath his feet. Pictures of Bucky. Lift went right past him. Bucky's intended flight crashed onto Sub-Basement 3. The force of the explosion shook the lift shaft. Above the wreckage, a figure hovered on a circular glider. The man's laughter filled the metal corridor. His helmet lit the room with his flat-winged flame. Jack-o'-lantern was having a great night. His trap had worked perfectly. Second, his drones had detected the shoulder hits are damaging the kits. Jack-o'-lantern scanned the power rubble and still through his strange flaming helmet. What are we looking for? A voice asked from above. Jack-o'-lantern glanced up just as one of Winter Soldier's boots struck his pumpkin head. Winter Soldier had been hiding above him in the lift shaft. The force knocked Jack-o'-lantern completely off his glider. The villain hit the ground with a thud. Jack-o'-lantern looking and then being kicked in the face. Time to surrender, pumpkin spice, Bucky said with a weary grin. Jack-o'-lantern reached for one of his pumpkin bombs dangling from his belt. He tossed it at the Winter Soldier. Bucky swatted it away as if it was nothing more than a fly. The bomb exploded harmlessly against the nearby wall. Winter Soldier smiled wider. And just like that, Jack-o'-lantern wasn't laughing any longer. Suddenly, Bucky's comm unit broke the silence. I'm almost there, said the voice of Captain America in his ear. You missed the party, Winter Soldier said. I know Jack-o'-lantern here, but I think we have a problem. What's going on? Cap asked. There's no sign of the force field projector, said the Winter Soldier. I'll look in the lab next. But just as Bucky heard a rustling, something like wings in the shadows behind him. It was worse than you think, a mysterious voice said. The Winter Soldier tightened his fist. The night was finally getting interesting.